Welcome to my BARLATES Body Blitz Quick Fix Dynamic Stretch and Balance Workout. For today's workout, all you will need is a yoga mat if you're working out on hard floor. Okay, let's get started. Nice tall posture, arms overhead, just twisting down, bringing your arms side to side. Really thinking about drawing in everything from the navel all the way down to the back of your spine, contracting all those muscles, and just sweeping and really rotating through the waistline so that you're starting to feel that stretch in your obliques. Arms nice and straight with a micro bend, and you're just looking side to side, keeping the hips facing the front at all times. Now as we start to warm up like this, we can add in some legs. So just go to this side, and as you come down, bring up your leg and changing. So still twisting, just lifting up that leg. If you find it unbalances you too much to look to the side, then you can just keep looking straight ahead. Find a focal point and really think about standing tall, pulling your tummy in, because contracting your core will actually help you balance. Down and up. Still remember to rotate through that waist. So as you bring your arms down, you think about squeezing through the waist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to try something a little bit tougher. So come down, rotate your leg to the side, back and up. Other side. Leg up, rotate and up. Okay, so it's down, rotate to the side, and up. If your arms are confusing you, then don't worry about doing the arms. You can keep them overhead, but it's rotate, out to the side, and up. So arms down like we had, rotate to the side, and back up. It is actually quite difficult to keep your balance here. You might want to look straight ahead instead of looking side to side. Down, rotate, and up. The main focus is your waistline. So as you're rotating that leg out, you will notice that you feel it in your obliques, that muffin top area. Down, rotate, and back up. Down, rotate. I'm losing my balance. Just 2 more each side. And 1 more. And 1 more each side. Down, rotate. And last one, rotate. So there's the balance part of this workout. Sweeping side to side, pointing through that toe, lengthening to the corners of the room. Starting to get the legs involved, you're bending down and then stretching long. Side to side. Stretching through that leg, pointing the toe, and really starting to tighten up the quadricep, the front of the thigh. Just go for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now coming into a plie position where your toes are turned out at 45 degrees, I want you to sweep your arm around in an arm circle and then come to the front. So as you sweep around, you're just pressing your foot into the ground and rotating your heel up into the air. So you're rotating on that foot, on the ball of your foot, and you're swinging your knee into almost like a semi-lunge position. Really exaggerate the rotation, getting into that rotator muscle in your shoulder, warming everything up. Stretching across, as if you're reaching across the room. Really sweeping. This is meant to lengthen everything out. We do a lot of weights work and a lot of strength training that shortens the muscles. So this workout is really a nice way to stretch and strengthen and help you get some flexibility and balance in your body. Just 2 more like this. 1 and 2. Now I want you to come across, bring your arm across like a stretch, then pull back. Swing it across, pull back. Swing and pull. So you can see the up and down motion in the legs. Really pull across on your elbow there so that you feel the stretch in the shoulder joint. Stretch across. Stretching your hand right across your body then down deep into that plie at the bottom, so that you're really getting your heart rate up, warming up every muscle in that body. Rotating around on that toe still, all the way up, straight up, and back for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now in the middle, just coming down, letting your elbow touch the mid-thigh. You've got a little bounce happening in your plie. You're down quite low. Make sure your feet are wide enough so that your knees not jutting out over your toes. Just down and bounce, bounce. Try to touch your mid-thigh. If you can't, then just come down as low as you can. Main point is to keep the back nice and flat here and your tummy pulled in. Now start reaching up overhead, all the way across, really feeling the stretch in the side of your waistline. Keep that pulse in your legs. If you can, go a bit lower. Just step your feet out a little bit wider. It will actually help your knee joints and protect them when your feet are wider. For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to go that other way. So we're going to do that sweeping arm rotation with the plie turning on the ball of your foot. Across and down, across and down. Really exaggerating that motion through the shoulder joint, all the way over, as if you're reaching your fingertips for the far wall, stretching, stretching away, across, across. Trying to come down low in that plie in the center, all the way, and squeeze, and squeeze. Stretching that leg out long as well when you stretch the arm. Squeezing through the quadricep, the front of your thigh. For 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to do that sweeping across and pull back. Sweep and pull. So you really need to apply that pressure with your opposite arm in order to feel the stretch in the front of your shoulder. Sweep and pull. See the level changes? That's what's going to keep your heart rate high. So make sure that you're coming right down and up, right down and up. Breathing in, keeping everything nice and relaxed and loose in your upper body. Your neck nice and long, don't hunch your shoulders. Sweeping all the way across and back. Just go for 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, just 3, and 2, and 1, and we're just going to sweep side to side, reaching our hands down towards our toes, trying to stick our hips back towards the back wall, loosening up through the inner thighs and the outer thighs, keeping your back nice and flat. 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Great job. Now coming into a runner's lunge. If you can put your fingertips on the ground, that's great. If you can't, maybe use some blocks or even a chair. But what we're going to do is lunge forward and back. So it's a runner's lunge to a hamstring stretch. Stretching through the front of the thigh, then the back. Make sure your stance is really nice and wide so that this knee is never out over the toe. You're stretching forward and back. Forward, squeeze back. On the back, think about straightening your back leg as well, so you're feeling that stretch through both hamstrings. If you can get your heel to the ground on the back leg, that's fantastic. Just 3 more like this, and front, and back, and front, and last one, and front. Now coming up and twisting your foot so that you're in a warrior 2 position, arms like this, nice and straight through the body. Make sure your heel is lined up with the middle of that other foot and you're down low, you're in a wide stance, your knee is over your ankle. We're going to bend back and then windmill forward. Bend back and forward. If you're finding it too tough to come to the ground, you can come like this with your elbow on your knee. Back and forward. You're looking at the ceiling or at that hand every time. You're really squeezing through the waist as you bring your body up. Here you're squeezing and everything is pulled in tightly. Up, stay down low in those legs. This isometric contraction should really be starting to burn in those inner thighs, in that front leg. Just 2 more like this. 1, and forward, and back, and forward. Now fingertips to the ground, turn both feet in, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. You're straightening your hips up to the ceiling. If you can't straighten your legs fully with your fingertips on the ground, then come up here, but really straighten down and stretch your legs up. Tighten up through the quadricep above your knee and really flex your knees back. It's a rocking motion where you're pushing your hips to the back room. You really need to think about straightening as much as you possibly can. Then once you get more flexible, which will happen with time if you continue to do these exercises, you can keep your fingertips on the ground. You can also use yoga blocks to help elevate your fingers a little bit while you're getting more flexible. So this is good work for the hamstrings as well. We're going to do 4 more like this. Stretch back. 3, stretch back. 2, stretch back. And last one, stretch back. Now we're going to move over to the other side. So remember that big runner's lunge position with your fingertips on the ground, and we're going to rock back and forward. So hamstring and quad. You'll feel your hip flexor at the front of the leg here. Every time that you come forward, you can really push that to the ground and feel it stretching. Anyone who does a lot of bar exercises or people that run a lot will be quite tight in the hip flexors, so this is a really great stretch to help you open it up, to help prevent injury as well. Back and lunge. Back and lunge. Hold your tummies in. Try to keep your back flat. If your back is rounding here, that means you're too low and you need to maybe get a chair to hold on to, or some yoga blocks, or even, anything, 2 hand weights on their ends, anything that will help you to stay in a position where your back is really flat. Just 3 like this, forward, 2 like this, and forward, and last one, forward. Now rotate that heel to the ground, coming up in that warrior 2 position. Trying to come really low here, making sure that knee is above the ankle and you're really up tall, tummy's pulled in, arms out. We're going to do that reverse triangle and then forward. So you are carrying all of your weight in those strong legs and you're using your tummy to rotate you up and down. Look up at the ceiling each time and really think about the motion, the stretching. In every part of your body, you should feel stretching in your front leg, your back leg, your arms. Really point your fingertips away and squeeze through your waist, your back. Every part of your body is working here. Stretch and strengthen. And you're also balancing all the way. Just 3 more like this. Down and up, and 2 more, and up, and last one, and up. Coming back down, this time your feet are wide, and you're doing a little pulse here. So make sure the weight is in your heels. So you should be able to lift your toes up. Keep your back really flat. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, straighten. 3, 2, 1, straighten. When you straighten, really lock out your legs, but make sure your back is still flat. Your tummy's pulled in. If you need to elevate your hands, please do so. You can even do it up here again. 2, 3, push back. Every time you push back, you're squeezing your quadricep on top of that kneecap, tightening it up, and really exaggerating that stretch of your hips to the ceiling. Stretch back. Just 3 more like this. 1, 2, 3. And last 1, 2, 3. Awesome job. Walk your feet in and just forward fold for a second. So your legs are nice and straight. You're coming down as far as you can. You should feel it stretching out through your hamstrings. If you want to, just hang on to your elbows and let the weight of your body drag you down. Just come down as far as you're comfortable, releasing your back, releasing your neck, and then slowly roll it up. Okay, now we're going into the balance series. I want you to stand with your feet as wide as your hips, hands overhead, clasp your hands together. Just keep them up by your ears and bend. So you're bending to the side, really exaggerating. You're twisting your bottom shoulder to the front and you're keeping your hips square. If you want to look up at the ceiling, you can. You're really bending to the side. You're not leaning forward or back. So imagine yourself up against the wall, so you're really just bending to the side. And as you get more comfortable in this, you can bend lower and lower. Just holding that. Feeling the burn, feeling your abs as they're holding you in this position. Your entire core is working. Fingertips are just clenched together, or you can relax them and just let your fingers point away. And we're slowly going to come back up. Now we're going to go into a warrior 3 position. So I'll turn sideways. So find a focal point in front of you, one leg in front of the other, and we're going to tip at the waist. We're going to try and keep our arms together, but if you find this too challenging, do aeroplane arms or even arms to the back or arms to the front but separated. So whichever works for you. The point is to contract your standing leg. You really need to straighten behind that knee. Your back is flat. You're really trying to focus in front of you with your neck in nice alignment with your spine. And just try to stand there for a while. Try not to lose your balance too much, but if you have to, you can even tap your other foot to the ground. Clench your glute on the raised leg. Everything nice and straight. Thinking about stretching away with your toes and your fingertips, lengthening. Really keeping everything still. Still can be very, very challenging. Arms to the side is easier. That leg should be burning now. Now raising up. And we're going to do a few seesaws with your arms like this if you can. So we're just going to go, actually no, it's going to be too hard. Bring your arms in front. Down and up. Down and up. Keeping your body really still. Fingertips as low as you can. If you can't come all the way to the ground, then don't worry. Just come down as far as you can. Then tap your toe as you come up. Try not to rest all your weight on it. Down and up. Just a few more like this. 3 more. 3 and up. Everything pulled in. 2 and up. And last one. Down and up. Great job. Now coming to the front, I want you to pick up your leg, stand really tall, and if you can, reach under that foot. Okay, so I want you to interlace your fingers if you can. Stand really tall, lock out your supporting leg. Try to keep your body nice and upright, your tummy pulled in. And if you can, extend that leg, okay? Just to where you can. If you can straighten it all the way, great. If you need to leave a bend in there, don't worry. If you can't do this at all, then just stay with your leg bent. Even just balancing is great. Try to lift up out of that other leg. Tuck your hips under, tummy's pulled in. Just holding that stretch. And now bring your leg across the other thigh so that your ankle is on top of that thigh, and pull up. Pull up on the leg so that you can feel your knee is pushing onto your hand and your hand is pulling against that knee, and same with the foot. Now if you can, and only if you can, start to lean forward with your fingertips and come down to the ground. So you're folding your body in half, show you from profile, and you're coming as low as you can with your chest towards that leg. The supporting leg is completely straight, and you are thinking about locking out behind that knee, as if you've got a piece of wood behind your leg, keeping it completely straight. You're holding your tummy in, your back is still flat, you're not rounding through your back like this. Don't come down so far that your back starts rounding. Now the challenging part is that we need to get up from here again. So bend the supporting leg slightly, come back up, grab your leg and put it down. Great job if you did that. That was not easy. Now we're going to the other side. So usually people have one side that they can balance on more easily than the other. This is my worst side, but I'm going to give it a shot. So standing straight, clenching your glute on the standing leg, locking out behind the knee, pushing that hip forward will help you to anchor, okay? Once you have that, straighten the front leg. Okay, I can already feel myself wobbling. Wobbling is a good thing. It means all your muscles are firing to try and keep you upright. Try and stand a little bit taller. Pick a focal point. Don't look at me because I'm wobbling, so you're not going to be able to use me to balance. Straighten behind that knee if you can. If you can't, keep it a little bit bent. Concentrate on flexing the supporting leg. Stretching through that hamstring. Oh, just hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend that leg. Bring your ankle onto the opposite thigh and hold onto your knee and your foot and just pull up. Pulling up, trying to feel it in that glute muscle. Okay, focusing. Still continue to hold your core in. That's what's going to help you to balance here. Now, putting that leg down, reaching your hands in front, flexing through that straight leg, fingertips to the ground. Folding your body in half, really trying to push your glutes to the back and trying to get your chest towards that calf. Locking out behind the supporting leg, keeping your back nice and flat and looking down at the mat so your neck is not being strained. Just folding forward, hanging there for a bit. And then we have to come back up the same way we went down. We're going to bend our supporting leg, come up slowly, hold on to the wall if you have to, and then release that leg down. Awesome job. Just arms overhead, breathing in and out and in and out. And we're just going to do that side fold to the other side. So interlock your arms overhead and then bend. So you're folding over to the side, really stretching out through the top arm. Try to sink a little bit lower if you can. Breathe through it, pointing strong through those arms. And now use your core, your obliques, to help you back up to a standing position. And we're going to do that warrior series on the other leg. So turn to the side and this time step forward with your opposite leg, the one closest to me, and we're going to bend forward, raising our back leg. Now you might find that one side of your body is more wobbly than the other, so try and pick a focal point in front of you. Really spread your toes and try to put both the heel and the ball of your foot, press it into the ground. Hold in your core and keep both hip bones facing your mat. Push away with your arms, push away with that top leg, extending through the toe. It doesn't matter whether your supporting leg is bent or straight here. Just try to balance and really think about feeling every muscle in that supporting leg. That's what's doing the most of the work here. Stretching out long. If you still find these arms a little bit challenging, as before, you can go to the side or go to the back, whatever helps you to balance, and you will improve with time, so just stick with it. So just a little bit longer. Try not to fall off balance like me. Deep breaths in. Now slowly standing up, and we're going to do that seesaw with your arms outstretched in front. Going down slowly. Try to touch your fingertips to the ground and back up. So you're keeping that back leg straight. You're still trying to keep your kneecap facing the mat. Don't turn out the leg. And very slowly hinging forward as far as you can go. If you find it's too hard to go all the way down and you're feeling it even just here, then please just go to your level. If you want a little bend in your supporting leg, you can do that. You should really feel this throughout your whole glute and hamstring area. Squeeze your glutes as you come up. Just a few more like this. Down and up. Slow and controlled can be so challenging. Really focus on a point in front of you. Just do 3 more like this. Keep your back leg extended long behind you. Point your toe. Both hips are going down to the ground at the same time, really thinking about keeping them parallel. And this is the last one. Down and up. Fantastic job. Just going back to those arms down side to side. Down and up. Down and up. We've got one last balance challenge before we hit the mat and do some more deep-rooted stretching. Just go for 2 and 1. Okay, now I want you to come back down where we were and then lift that back leg and then twist your body back to the front and come up, okay? So come down where we were, lift your back leg, twist your body to the front and back up. We're going to do it again. Come down to the side, lift your leg, straighten your body to the front, hold it a bit longer if you can, come up. Side, leg, come to the front, and up. One more time each side. Coming down, lift that leg, twist, and up. And last one, lift the leg, twist, and up. Great job. We're going to sit down now and do a few more stretches, especially for the glutes and the core. So I want you to bring your leg across, sitting up tall, then your elbow to that knee and stretch behind you. So you're looking behind your shoulder, stretching out through the glute of the top leg and really feeling it in your waistline, stretching through the waist. Hold everything in. Now coming back to the front and just bringing that leg on top. So sitting cross-legged, bringing that leg on top, then coming down with your chest and walking your way over, away from the leg that's on top. Try to keep your shoulders square down to the mat and push down with your hands. You should really feel that all down your back and into your glute. Pushing down. Now swing this leg around into a pretzel position. Make sure your foot is on the mat at the back and push up through your hips. Now look up at the ceiling and push through your shoulders, squeezing your glutes and pushing your hips up as high as you can to the ceiling. Feeling it all the way through those shoulders and arms, through the front of the thigh, and then come back down. Grab onto your foot and push your heel to your glute. Resisting against it, you're pushing your foot into your hand and then you're pushing your hand onto that foot. So you're creating your own resistance to really intensify the stretch. Holding that, straightening out through that quad, really feeling it. And then straighten that leg. The other one can just be in like this, and you are chest to the thigh. If you want to flex your foot, that will intensify the hamstring stretch. All the way down. Try to keep your back flat here. No point rounding your back. You may as well stay up higher. If this is enough for you, then stay up there. All the way down. Now straighten the other leg out. Just come as wide as you feel comfortable. Hands behind you. You really need to come out wide here to feel this. Then push your hips up. So you're really straightening your quads and you're pushing forward with your hips, which means you're stretching out your inner thighs. You should really feel this. And now sitting down and leaning forward with your chest. If you can, come all the way down. Otherwise, just stay up as high as you feel comfortable. And then bringing that other leg in, and we're doing that hamstring stretch to this side. So once again, chest to the knee. Try to keep your spine flat. Flex your foot back. Feeling it all the way through the back of the leg, stretching out large muscle groups. And then swinging that leg behind, grabbing it and really squeezing your heel to your glute. Stretching through the front here as well. Exaggerate that. Push your hips forward. All the way. I can really feel that stretch now in the front of the thigh. Pushing your foot into your hand will intensify that. Nice and upright through the upper body, relaxed. And then putting that foot down, making sure both feet are on the mat, hands behind, and push your hips up. So looking up at the ceiling, stretching through the shoulders, really thinking about pushing the hip of the leg that's towards the back forward and upwards. Then coming back down, crossing that leg over, like a cross-legged position, coming forward, and then walking over to the corner, diagonal, away from that leg, stretching through the glute muscle, your butt muscle. Keep your back flat. If you need to stay further up, that's fine, as long as you feel the stretch. Holding the stretches, you can hold them all a lot longer than I'm holding them. It's really good to hold stretches. And then coming up and then crossing that leg over with your foot flat, bringing your elbow across the knee and looking towards the back. Stretching your back, stretching your waist, stretching that glute. All the way back. And just to finish off, coming into an all-fours position, rounding your back up, and then arching up, looking at the ceiling. All the way up, pushing your shoulder blades apart, and down, releasing. And just one more of each. And down. And just coming back into child's pose, spreading your knees apart and arms heavy into the mat, pushing your palms and your shoulders down towards the mat. And rolling up. And that's it. Thank you for joining me. I hope you feel lengthened and strengthened and more flexible. And I look forward to working out with you again soon.